We are live. Medi,
Right.
what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well, dude. How are you doing?
I'm actually very, very good. As you know, I've been going through some health matters. I kind of went paralyzed 6 weeks ago, but in less than 6 weeks, I'm just kind of 90% back to normal. So I feel great.
That is good to hear, bro.
Did they ever figure out what the cause of it was, or is it still one of those crazy things where it's like kind of unknown, but hey, at least you're on the upside?
No, that was actually pretty well. I mean, they figured it out. I was like 3 herniated discs back to back. Like my spinal cord was going zigzag in there.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And like, yeah, I mean, they probably had like 72 hours to figure it out and get it back to normal. So we were pretty lucky that we went there on time. They diagnosed it pretty on time. So I'm here,
Man.
back to life.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congrats, and glad you're. I will say a prayer we get that last 10% back.
Well,
Where are you at today? Are you
Vancouver.
in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
It's
How's the
sunny
weather?
here today. I mean, finally sunny, right? I mean, we don't get much sunlight here, but today is one of those beautiful days here in Vancouver.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I'm feeling the Texas humidity creeping back in.
Ugh,
It sucks, dude.
I'm ready to get out of here.
I am too, man. Last summer was the freaking worst, and I'm like, I hope it doesn't do that again. That was so bad.
I mean,
I'm just-
Texas has its own beauties, right? I mean, the weather
Sure.
is kind of nice during winter time, and the work environment is great, and the nature is also. You have to find the right spots, but that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. The nature spots are not in Houston. I'm. It's a problem. But have you ever been to Big Bend?
I have not.
Oh
I've
my
never been to
gosh,
Big Bend.
you haven't?
No.
Oh, dude, we need to go over there. I know exactly what we need to do over there. We'll talk about it afterwards. We're gonna put together like an. You know what?
Yeah.
Actually, we should do this. I want to put together like an invite only Bitcoin like retreat with like very select individuals. Medi, you're invited, and we can make that like a camp, like a real tough, hardcore Bitcoin like thought-provoking camping trip.
That would be cool.
And we take some freaking four-wheeling vehicles, and
Yeah?
if my Defender could ever get out of the shop.
It won't.
I know it won't. I got to do the Ellis swap, but yes, I think we should do something like that. Big Bend is incredible. You talk about like it does not look like what you would think is in Texas. It's like incredible, canyons everywhere, and it's beautiful.
Let's go.
Yeah, we need to do it.
Awesome.
We need to do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm down, man. I'm
All right,
always
Medi,
down.
so here what we're talking about, obviously Bitcoin.
Mhm.
What does Load do for everybody who's listening who's not familiar with you guys?
So yeah, let me tell you a bit of background. Well, we are now kind of rebranding to Load. People usually know us as Lincoin.com, but Load is a company and product focused on flexible computing, or flexible computing as a flexible load, and that's where the name came from. So we are trying to make compute as flexible as Bitcoin mining, and we do a lot of things about Bitcoin mining, and kind of integrating that into the grid. And guess what? Texas is the best place to do that.
What do you mean by making it flexible? What's the current challenge that you guys are overcoming with Load?
Yeah,
So there are...
we do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was saying because we do hear all the time about Bitcoin mining and it being a flexible load and our ability to turn down and turn up. So I'm assuming you guys are adding to that some layer of like additional performance or operational capabilities.
Sure. So probably I gotta tell you a bit of a story about our company and product. So we started this in 2021, and we started with a Bitcoin mining tool. That was like the very first product that we built. We started like onboarding people, and at the time, almost no one was talking about integration of Bitcoin mining into the grids and energy. Like it was all about Bitcoin. It was all about 100% uptime. Let's mine as much Bitcoin as we can. But after a few months, as the big migration happened, like people just migrated from Asia to North America for Bitcoin mining. well, the traditional grids became a big part of this process. And people learned that, hey, we can actually shut down Bitcoin mines pretty fast and bring them back online pretty fast. And nobody cares if you curtail your mining operation. And everybody were talking about it and referring to it as Bitcoin mining. But now we are 2024. Almost 50% of people are talking about Bitcoin mining. They're referring to it as compute. And they're referring to it as curtailable compute or flexible compute. So we are now like seeing a new industry taking shape. Flexible computing. Bitcoin mining is one example. You can shut it down and nobody cares. But other types of compute, you can't really do that. Let's say you're now chatting over like a digital medium, right? There are servers and computers in between us. And if any of those go offline, well, this connection goes away. So this is not a flexible compute in between us. But some new types of compute similar to Bitcoin mining are emerging. And I think there is a huge market for it. And Bitcoin mining could act as a launchpad for those new technologies to become commercial and become part of our day-to-day life. And some examples of those are, let's say, AI inference, encryptions, AI training, many of these API-based compute. So these are all flexible computing that has a similar nature to Bitcoin mining.
When you say 50% of people are talking about it, like, do you mean like utility level folks, or are you talking just everyday people?
Like everyone, like even Bitcoin miners.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Just I wish we had like an AI tool that could like do analysis on, let's say, podcasts and like content to see how often do we use the word compute. And if
I actually know an AI program that could do that.
Yeah.
There's. You need to check it out. Yeah.
Sure.
It's actually crazy.
For all of our podcasts are in there. Every session from Empower the last couple of years is in there. So yeah, I'll do a quick search on compute to see how many times compute's mentioned versus Bitcoin mining.
Yeah. And you could actually probably put more videos in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Infinitely.
Yeah.
That's
all right, go ahead, Medi.
So the usage of compute is going up. We're not talking about, like, we started referring to Bitcoin operation as mining farms. Now we switch to Bitcoin mines. Now people are talking about data centers, right? So technically we are kind of merging into that industry, or let's say shaping that industry of cheap, low quality, robust data centers. Some people call it like tier 0 data centers. But that industry is taking shape. Flexible compute, curtailable compute, and its integration to the grid.
So to be flexible, if I understand you correctly, it's certain kinds of compute applications. So not say running like high performance compute for like running LLM AI models, but more so on the applications where you don't need 100% uptime.
Yes, and even for AI, like for AI inference, just imagine that everybody are using AI these days. Not everybody, but most people, and let's say use ChatGPT or any other product. When you're chatting with it, you have no idea what's going on in the background. You're just chatting with a computer, but in the background there are servers and GPUs doing that compute, and each one of those like commands or chats that you submit to that server, that's one piece of compute that does not relate to anything before and after that. So that request that you send, that query that you send, that resolves within few seconds, exactly similar to Bitcoin mining. So we operate a mining pool. When someone is connecting to our server, we send them a work. They work on it for a few seconds, or let's say max 1 minute. They like send us the response back and get a new work, and they can shut down whenever they want. Kind of AI inference is very similar to that you are sending a request, a query with all the context, you receive the reply back, and you have nothing else to do with that server. Now, let's imagine it in a very distributed way. There are multiple different grids in North America. We have ERCOT, we have PJM, we have SPP, MISO, ISO in Alberta, IESO in Ontario. And each of these has a different energy mix, has a different pricing. And now let's imagine you're sending an AI query in, a very compute intensive load. You're asking it to write you an article about, let's say, Benjamin Franklin. If there is a server that checks the price of compute in any of these locations and routes your compute to the cheapest location available, we're going to end up decreasing the cost or cutting the cost of compute. Our analysis says up to 80%.
Wow.
So that's the concept that we are developing, starting with Bitcoin mining, expanding to other areas of compute to route the compute to the right location to be done.
How do you do that?
Yeah, without telling us the secret.
Yeah, without telling us the secret, how do you do that?
High level, how do you do that?
Yeah, just we got to go back 200 years ago, when they invented the telephone, Graham Bell, right? And they wanted to route a connection from one party to another. There was some guy just connecting wires, right?
Right.
Now
That's you. You're behind the scenes. You're manually plugging you.
You're the operator.
That's why you blew your back out, dude.
To launch that product, we're gonna hire more people to do that. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's the whole concept. Routing requests to the right location. I mean, that concept has been implemented in so many different locations, different technologies, right? But that could be introduced and used for compute, for routing compute workloads to the right location. That could be jurisdiction-wise, that could be energy price-wise, that could be energy mix-wise, whatever.
That is, I'm still not understanding how do you guys get, so if I'm a customer, right, I'm a miner, and I want to reduce my cost, I literally could call you guys to kind of, what do I give you exposure to my pool information? How does your software work?
Are you selling it to the compute? Or are you selling it to the end users of the compute?
So just to clarify, that's the vision that we are moving in the direction of.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay. I'm like, holy cow, I need to do this right now. So
I'm not talking about 2 years in the future though, a lot faster. I'm talking about a few weeks. But
oh, no kidding. All right.
What we are doing right now today, our company has 3 products. One is an energy strategy platform that is gathering data from over 20,000 nodes all across North America, all the grid nodes in North America, including many of them in ERCOT and Texas, monitoring the price, energy mix, all those things. People can use our platform to develop their own energy strategy. If the price is that, do what? If the price is that, do what? If the price is negative, do that other thing. Maybe overclock my operation so I can consume a lot of power. Layer 1. If I have a power block, how do I monetize that? So you can come up with 15, 10, 20 different strategies just based on the price. Layer 1. Layer 2, I mean, the grid is sophisticated. You can do 4 CP, you can do ancillary services. So you can have a stack of, let's say, 10 different strategies with the right priorities set to make sure that your operation can use those signals. That was layer 1 of our platform. Layer 2, we have an operations management software that receives those signals and can actually operate your mine based on those signals. So a lot of Bitcoin miners in Texas are actually now deploying our system to dance with the ERCOT grid. We're doing the same thing in New York, in PJM. So they are developing their strategies to adjust their compute based on energy prices. And then on the third layer, we have a compute power marketplace, also known as an FPPS mining pool. So we help people source the right electron from the grid, convert that electron to hashes through their ASICs and computers and servers. And eventually we buy those hashes and pay them sats in exchange. That's what we have right now in the market. We are now introducing a new type of market for flexible computing that it does not distribute Bitcoin mining workloads. It distributes actually AI workloads. So if you're running GPUs, you can implement the same concept that you are doing with ASICs with actual GPUs. So that's like the entire thing in a package.
Yeah. Do you guys have like a platform that basically a miner can go in and see those real-time prices and your break-even price based on Terra? Like, is it combining all that into one area?
Yes. So one dashboard, one page. We actually made that to look like a trading dashboard of, let's say, Coinbase or Binance. We have energy prices real-time, just changing in front of your eyes. We have introduced candlesticks for ERCOT prices. I mean, not really useful, but that's fun to see, right? And people...
But go ahead. So can I dial down my stuff from that dashboard?
Sure.
Really? Okay.
So is it where you can almost like set your own thresholds to where you're pretty much never out of the money when it comes to compute and power?
Like you're maximizing your money based on
That's
your
pretty smart, Medi. That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
So you can,
and it's probably even more important right now. You guys need to hurry up and get this launched because, dude, hash price. Well, the hash price is freaking brutal right now. Yeah. So
yeah, we were watching the halving, right? As you have seen probably. Suddenly after the halving, hash price dropped. It went up because of the transaction fees. It came back down. So let's say for one specific operation, we were just watching it like hash price or the break-even electricity price in front of our eyes went to, from 100, let's say 40, 50, went down to, let's say 60, went back up to 200 something. Now it is at like 70 something. So yes, as you said, you have to have the right strategy. And the only word that we can like refer to it is like dance with those prices. Some people call orchestrate, what we call more the dance.
You know what's kind of funny because they also call it running naked on the ERCOT prices. So you're dancing naked.
Yeah.
For that. You get it?
So this allows you to optimize your naked dances.
Yes. This allows your naked dance to be much more fruitful.
And running naked is when you're doing index contracts?
Running naked is when you don't. Yeah, right. You're running on index.
And then what's the other one called when it's not
you got a block.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We need to come up with a
we need naked dancing shirts. So is this applicable to people who are buying blocks, or is it only those who are doing index?
So no matter how you get exposed to ERCOT greed, you have to have a price strategy. Even if you're getting a hedge or a power block, you still have the opportunity to sell that block in the day ahead market or in real time market.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you set it based on right now my power price, like the power price on the market is up here. So you want to sell it's outstripping what your Bitcoin value for your hash is. And so then you still set it. Am I saying that right, Medi? Yeah. I should probably just let you explain it. My fault.
Probably. I mean, when you are getting a power block or a hedge, you are giving away the right to low prices in exchange for being protected against high prices. So let's say when the price is negative, we have seen that negative prices a lot in the past 3 months. If you are hedged, that doesn't really matter to you. But if you're not hedged, you actually get paid to consume energy. On the other hand, when the prices go up, like we're seeing like a lot of spikes these days, especially when solar ramp up and ramp down, the power block will protect you, but you have the option to sell it in the market by not consuming it, right? So technically, if you have the right product and platform that is triggered by the right thresholds, you can actually trade energy in real time and dance with those prices.
It seems to me that it's becoming obvious with all of our conversations over the last few months that I think having either a person dedicated to this or a team dedicated to this in conjunction with like tools like you like you guys have built to be able to trade energy and to be able to monitor this like in real time is not necessarily just like a nice to have kind of thing. I think it's almost kind of becoming more essential to remain competitive, especially post halving. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think here's the thing. Many people think there is no competition in Bitcoin mining. You just buy machines, plug them in, and there is nobody to compete with. Just hash and get paid. But in reality, there is a huge competition going on. And guess what? There is no way to make Bitcoin mining more profitable through selling hash, because like that has kind of matured. Like there is FPPS pools, they all pay the same. So the only way to kind of optimize is cut on the cost side, which means optimize your energy consumption. And there is a new revenue channel, if you want to be more sophisticated, is to actually get paid with your energy strategy through providing ancillary services to the grid. So that's the direction that every Bitcoin miner...
It's pretty much just like, just like any commodity game, right? It's like you're going to take what the market's going to give you, and there's nothing you can really fucking do about it.
Yep.
Right? So then how do you remain competitive is control your cost, right?
Yep.
Or like you said, diversify in selling your actual energy, which it seems like that is becoming more and more essential as part of a successful strategy, at least to me.
I think it's essential from the economic standpoint, but also from a regulatory standpoint. I think if we're going to be taking power off the grid and we're always kind of, hanging or relying on that narrative, which is not, I don't like using that term because it sounds like I'm downplaying it or acting like it's not a reality, but our story or our kind of pitch of us being a large, flexible load or resource for the grid, it's essential then that we be acting in that way for the large-scale mining operations that we have on grid. I think we should do that, and I think we should be compensated for it. And so, yeah, to me, it's a very wise decision, not only economically, but to protect us on the regulatory side as well. We should work hand in hand with utilities. So, yeah, I think it's good. I think it's great. I had like a sample of the dashboard we could see. Is there any way would we be able to throw that in the show like later on?
You can technically share your screen on here.
Oh, could we? Could you show us the dashboard?
Probably not because of IP matters.
Okay. Yeah.
But
because you haven't launched it yet.
Right? It is actually launched, and
it is launched.
Like
okay.
A lot of Bitcoin mining operations in Texas are using it right now.
Yeah.
But still kind of conservative on the IP side. Anybody can request a demo and see what's going on.
Okay, so we could see a demo if they reach out to you guys. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. I mean, I might do that, Medi, just because I want to see it. And I mean, I think a lot of people would love to have that stuff in one spot.
And you gotta see me when I demo. Like, I'm the most excited man on earth.
Yeah.
I'm explaining that, right?
yeah, man. I want to see it sometime. I'll give you a shout when we're done. I want to see it. Have you had any like utility, or maybe not utility, but like trading desk folks wanting to look at it as well? Like, have you worked with any of the trading desks on it? Yes,
but maybe I got to tell another story. So I told you a bit about how we started as a company. Like we started as a Bitcoin mining pool. And like me as a person, I was like, hey, I'm done with school. I want to do something that has nothing to do with my background. And my background is in electrical engineering. I said, okay, I want to be out of electrical. I want to do Bitcoin, which has nothing to do with electrical. Like we started a mining pool. In less than a year, we found ourselves like, hey, this is actually all about electricity. So we started like learning more about the market, the infrastructure, all those things. Well, kind of very well related to our background and my background. So we started building this platform and like learning more about energy markets, how they function. And well, the idea was there, as we know, like everybody, especially now, are talking about integration of Bitcoin mines to the grid, ancillary services, energy trading. But actually, there is not good enough tools, or there was not good enough tools for people to make those ideas happen. So we started building those ideas, like starting with real-time price responsiveness, doing 4 CPS strategy. Now we have actually built a real shed energy trading dashboard that does a lot of forecasting about like wind, solar, grid demand, availability of like generation, how much is the outages because of maintenance. So people can now, let's say every morning, log into their dashboard, see what's going on in the next 48 hours, generate their bids through an automated system, submit that to a trading desk. Well, they're also known as queasies or qualified scheduling entities, to actually trade ancillaries and energy for the day ahead. So we are trying to build the entire value chain for people in flexible computing and flexible load industry. And a lot of QSEs, qualified scheduling entities, are being integrated into that platform right now.
Do you, I mean, Texas obviously makes a lot of sense because of the way our market works here for something like this. But what's the success of that been kind of in like PJM and Tennessee, Valley, what is it, TVA? Or
The Time Variant Authority?
Yeah, that one. Is like, how is it as important or needed there? Is there opportunities to sell into the market the way there is here, or is it more for a demand response kind of setup?
So there are 9 electricity markets in North America, like deregulated electricity markets. Okay. So ERCOT is probably the most dynamic. We have like California, SPP, MISO, all those things. But probably the other 2 markets that are kind of close to Texas are PJM and New York, who has a lot of similarity, kind of different, but like kind of following the same path of having real-time prices, having day-ahead markets for ancillaries and energy. So we are actually onboarding a lot of users in those markets too, like PJM, New York.
Yeah.
SPP is also kind of starting to open up the doors and like offering real-time exposure to real-time prices, that kind of things. So I think SPP is also going to be an interesting market in the coming months and years.
So, I mean, how long ago did you guys first launch the product, the dashboard stuff? We
started July last year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow. You guys are kind of ahead of the game then. That's good. I mean, and probably don't want to give shout outs to any competitors, but is there anything else like this on the market? I haven't seen it. So, I don't know, but I guess what would you compare it to that people might know about already?
So it is a combination of a data product and an operations management software and a mining pool, right? Like all the 3.
Right.
And each of them you probably can find somewhere, but not in an integrated way. And guess what? Like when they are integrated, the value doesn't become triple. It actually becomes 10x. So
I can see that.
Pretty unique in the market, not only in Bitcoin mining, but across any type of load. And we see a huge opportunity of this being used in other sectors as well.
Yeah, I totally could. I'm guessing too, it's not too hard of a sales pitch when you get to sit down with the miners and show them what the platform or the software can do. I'd imagine. How do you load it in? Do you load it in just like you would load in like pool information into the machine?
Well, actually, the onboarding process is actually pretty fast. You can get started less than 10 minutes, right? Just create an account. Well, we have to activate your access to the dashboard, obviously. But once you have it, well, the UX is so good that you can actually just look at it and start doing things without paying $20,000 to your energy advisor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we are
energy advisors aren't going to like you, man.
They do. We're kind of making their life easier, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, true.
That has been a closed industry for decades, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now there is not enough energy experts in the market. They cannot serve the demand. So they need the right tools to make their job kind of easier. So we are becoming that tool, trying to not to compete with anybody, trying to come up with our own spot in the value chain. So we've worked with every QSE, every advisor, every firmware, every mining pool, trying to define a new category here.
I like it. I want to see the dashboard.
Yeah, you guys are gonna crush it.
Yeah.
I did get to see a sneak of it at Empower.
Oh, you did?
But now I'm gonna look at it through an entirely different lens because I think I have more context here, and especially with some of the conversations we've had over the last couple months.
Yeah, I did not get to see that at Empower. Thanks for the invite, Maddie. Jeez. Didn't make the cut, huh?
Dude, I see why you blew your back out, dude. You're putting the whole industry on your back.
Yeah. Carrying the weight for everybody.
Yeah.
You're like
I mean, we are hearing really good feedback from people, like from any level, like just operators, energy experts, Bitcoin miners, like anybody from any sector who comes in says, yeah, this actually makes a lot of sense to actually manage your energy strategy all in one dashboard, be able to trade that, be able to trade that real time, trade that day ahead, have a stack of strategies. Again, like it's not a single layer strategy, just on, off. That's not it. The game is not that anymore. So you have to have a stack of strategy. At what price do what? At what price, which device should do what? Let's say, for example, one of the things that we do, we have a system called cherry picker. And when you are running, or let's say your mining operation is growing, you probably end up having different type of machines in your operation. You're gonna have, let's say, S19Js, or let's say M30s, M50s, Aradynes, whatever type of machine. And these things has a different joule per terahash and a different break-even point. Our system actually does cherry picking and only curtails the devices that are not profitable. And that's where it shines, because you can optimize your operation to the max. But here's the thing. We have done a lot of work for Bitcoin mining. And now we are referring to Bitcoin mining as compute. That's why I'm saying that Bitcoin mining is a launchpad for a lot of technologies to be sent to other industries. Like on the let's say container manufacturing level, on electrical infrastructure level, energy strategy level, compute level. So we are trying to export that technology to other markets, starting with flexible computing. So that's kind of the direction and the vision.
And sorry for going back to the platform one more time, but you can literally control the entire mine from the dashboard?
Yeah, we can manage any type of ASIC available in the market, any smart PDUs in the market, like even the new ones that like get launched, let's say every month or so. So we integrate them pretty fast. And you can manage any PLC through our platform, which means any industry. No, the PLC, I mean like the computers that are used, let's say in cement factory, in like steel factory.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
You can actually curtail them or adjust them through the same dashboard. Like people use them for fans and pumps, those kind of stuff at like Bitcoin mines. But you can technically manage any type of load through the dashboard that we offer.
Wow. Dude, I think that's a great idea. Yeah. I need to go check it out. I'll give you a call. I want to see it set up. Yeah, that sounds awesome, man. I like it.
Some next level stuff, dude. It's just super exciting.
Yeah, it's good.
So when you coming back down, you going to Bitcoin Nashville in July?
Yes.
You're going to be set up
Bitcoin
there?
Nashville, probably a couple other conferences too.
You're going to be at Disrupt, at Mining Disrupt?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to go. I'm not going to make it now. I'm getting to go to Greece for my honeymoon. How dope is that?
What?
Yeah, we're going to Greece. Can't wait, man. Cannot wait. But yeah, so, well, I will look forward to seeing you in Nashville. I'll definitely be there. Hate to miss the other ones, but I'm not too upset about going to Greece for a few weeks.
Greece sounds nice. I
Yeah,
know.
dude.
Yeah, it's going to be
I
fun.
need to make sure Misty knows not to schedule any shows during that time. So
You don't want to take some from a patio?
Oh, I would love to. I'd love to. We should. You want to come join? Come hang out.
I'd love to go on your honeymoon.
Well, all right.
I'd love to be a third wheel. I don't know if Sarah would love it, but
Yeah, she might not be real keen on it, but
turns into a bro date real quick.
Well, Medi, dude, this is good. I'm excited about that product. I think that's going to be a very useful tool. Obviously, it already is for a lot of folks. So I feel like I'm behind the freaking game. I should have known about this already. So my bad. I like it though. It sounds good.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. That was a fun conversation, and we should schedule a demo. So
Yes. Let's
reach
do
out
that.
after this. I mean, or maybe you can stay after the call. I'm going to share with you some of this stuff.
All right. Yeah, man, let's do it. And hey, we're very happy to see you on your feet and doing well.
Absolutely,
that's the most important thing. All this work stuff is cool and fun to talk about, but man, having your health and being able to do what you want to do every day is something we take for granted too often. So glad to see you on your feet, man.
Thank you. Yep.
Sounds good. Well, thank you.
Awesome, y'all. We'll catch you on the next episode.